how many copies the game has sold. It turns out that Skyrim has sold more than 10 million units by now. A few years pass, your son is born, your wife dies of what? Let's see what happens when I do that. Hey guys, this is Gilbert and I'll be playing some AI Dungeon 2. This is going to be my third recording because I don't know if I released the second one. So if you don't see a second video of AI Dungeon 2, that means I gave up editing it because of some syncing issues. So, welcome to AI Dungeon 2. So it's just AI Dungeon right now. And what we're gonna do here is to go to the upper left here and go to Explore. Because in here, there are multitude of stories that we can try on. And what are we gonna do here? So we're just gonna pick up any stories. So let's go for any fantasy adventure here. Bethesda Game Studio, that is an adventure there. Let's see what the story is. You are Todd Howard and you are laughing. Now it's time to sell your new game Skyrim 2 to everyone, but first you must convince them to buy it. Alright, we're Todd Howard now. Let's see how this one works up. So this is not a fantasy adventure, but we're selling a fantasy adventure game as it is. Let's see. You are Todd Howard and you are laughing now. It is time to sell your new game Skyrim 2 to everyone, but first you must convince them to buy it. You have a few ideas. One is to go on the radio and talk about how great this game is going to be for years to come. Another idea would be to make an ad campaign that talks about all the amazing things in the game. What will I do? Let's go to the radio. Alright! We are now entering. Let's see how the game reacts to it. You decide to take the radio approach since it's what worked best with the movie ads. You start by saying, "Hey guys, I'm Todd Howard, the man who made Morrowind and Oblivion." Oh my god! The AI was able to think about Morrowind and Oblivion? Wow! Oh, the crowd goes wild. That includes me, as they know you're talking about their favorite games again. Wow, my recording is exploding right now. I don't know how this will sound. I think it will be broken. Alright, I talk about the world of Skyrim and its features. Let's see how the game reacts to it. Skyrim is a very detailed fantasy world filled with magic and monsters. There are over 200 different types of creatures to fight, including dragons, giants, trolls, vampires, and more. Okay, we're now talking about basically the features of the game. Now, let's try to go full Todd Howard here. It just works. Yes, that's basically the game. It just works. Let's see what happens now when I added that in AI Dungeon 2. I know, right? That's why we love it so much. We've even added more cool features like being able to ride horses, cast spells, and more. Now, if you excuse me, I need to get back to work on Skyrim 2. Okay, we need to go back to Bethesda and ask and check the progress of the game. Let's see how the AI handles that. You return to the studio and see that the game has been built successfully. You then head back into the street where you continue to play Skyrim with your fans. The next thing, you find yourself at a local tavern called the Bee and Barb. Let's see, I'm gonna brag about how great Skyrim is. I brag how great Skyrim is. Let's see how everyone will react to it. You tell everyone how awesome Skyrim is and how it's really easy to learn. They'll all agree with you, and soon you're telling people that Skyrim is the best game ever made. Wow, this is basically one good ad of Skyrim. After a while, you notice something strange. The customers aren't playing Skyrim anymore. Oh, no one's playing Skyrim anymore. I need to know why. You turn around and you see a group of men standing behind you. One of them says, "That was pretty funny, but I think you should stop doing that." You try to explain that you're only joking and he doesn't believe you. Okay, this is no longer... Okay, that's why I asked him why no one is playing Skyrim anymore. How to trigger Todd Howard. No one plays Skyrim. He gets triggered and stalks anyone. Why no one plays it anymore? You ask the bartender, why no one want to play Skyrim anymore? He tells you that there isn't any demand for such a complex game. Oh really? No one wants it because it's complex. Okay, let's try to advertise how simple the game is. Okay, let's see if they will understand this one. You continue to explain that Skyrim is actually quite simple to learn, but the complexity of the game makes it hard for most people. He asks you if you'd like him to change the sign so that people can understand what you mean. You accept his offer and he changes the signs around. Okay. Let's go back to the radio. Announce that Skyrim will have modding support. That. Okay, let's see if anyone will be able to get interest in modding Skyrim. You let the radio announcer know that Skyrim will be getting modding support. This causes a lot of excitement from the gamers and you make sure to thank him in person afterwards. Nice! Nice. Okay, we're getting hype back for Skyrim. Okay, I'm gonna look at the modding community on what they have created for Skyrim. Let's see how the game reacts to that. You look at the modding community on what they have created for Skyrim and you realize that it would take an entire book to describe everything. Okay, I look at the first mod they make. Let's see how they would be able to do this. You look at the first mod and they made and realize that this is going to be a long process. Okay, I think this is basically the limits of AI Dungeon 2 on what modding is. So let's go back to the studio and see how much the game has sold. Let's see now. You return to the studio and check how many copies the game has sold. It turns out that Skyrim has sold more than 10 million units by now. A few years pass, your son is born, your wife dies of... What? Alright. Okay, I'm gonna end it here because this went way beyond what the story is supposed to be in. Like, your son is born, your wife dies of cancer. Alright. So we're just gonna end here for the Bethesda game here. And we'll try to go for another story. Alright, moving on. We are... Oh, wow. Maybe I should not be screaming near the microphone as it just explodes. Okay. Just comment if I need to be farther from the microphone or something. Maybe this far. Yeah. Okay, we'll be looking at new stories and see what happens when we pick anything here. Today's top adventures, let's see. Keep pressing enter. Jamal beats racism. The adventure for the N-word pass, nope. JoJo's normal adventure, no. Fox Girl. Yeah, let's try Fox Girl. Let's see what the story is here. You wake up to go to school one morning and find you have been turned into a fox girl with slight magical abilities. What do you do? Let's try it. You wake up to go to school one morning and find you have been turned into a fox girl with slight magical abilities. What do you do? I am now a fox girl because I'm open to do anything. Let's try to open the portal. I'm gonna open the portal to a magical world. Let's see how the game reacts to that. You decide to take advantage of it. Of your new powers by opening a portal to another dimension, which is the only way you can get out of this place. You quickly cast some magic spells and close it before anyone sees you. I explore the magical world. Let's look around. You walk to the portal and suddenly you feel like you are in a different world. It looks very colorful and there is lots of life around you. There are trees, flowers, birds singing and people walking about. The sky is blue with many stars shining down on everything. Okay, there are people walking about. Let's walk around town and see its what's that word? And see the sights. Okay, I'm basically a tourist right now. I'm basically a tourist. Just walking around town. You walk around town for a while until you come across a group of people playing cards. They look bored, so you sit down next to them and start talking to them. One of the guys asks if you want to play some games, but then he notices your tail waggling about and starts staring at it. Oh, he's looking at my tail now, huh? You like looking at my tail? I don't know why, I just like doing it, you reply. The guy smiles and says, well, what kind of game would you like to play? You think of for a moment and then say, I love to play Jenga. What? Nice card game. Jenga. Okay, let's see if we can play Jenga using card houses. This is very random. He thinks for a while and then says, okay, what about how we use card houses as blocks to build our tower from? You nod your head in agreement and he goes over to his table and begins making the blocks. He makes several towers of various sizes. Okay, let's be trolls here. Okay, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. What I'm doing is so bad. I blew the card tower and you're in the spawn. He laughs and says, no worries, I'll make you a bigger one. Oh, he's such a nice guy. You smile at him and ask how big exactly. He shrugs his shoulders and says, it depends on how much would you give me. Okay, tell me if you want me to do different voices for men and women. I don't know if I can do that. I'm not a voice artist. Alright, that's going to be enough of having time with him. I'm gonna try to look around the town some more. You walk back home thinking about it, all the things you could do with the new found power. Later that night you fell asleep and dream about a beautiful woman who seems to be in control of everything. She tells you she wants to show you something special. Okay, I'll just have to say okay because I have nothing else to say. Okay. She nods her head and says, yes, okie dokie. You follow her outside where you enter a large mansion. Inside the mansion, there are dozens of rooms filled with furniture and paintings. Okay, this is a weird dream, showing me furniture and paintings. She smiles and says, this is the room where I keep all my treasures. You nod your head in agreement and go into the room. You find yourself in a huge library filled with books. Each book has a title written on it with pen or quill. Okay, let's read some of the books. Let's see what it says. You turn the page and find yourself reading a long poem by an unknown author. It reads, my name is Ebon and I am a shadow. My master told me to hide in shadows, but now I have grown too powerful. for him to handle. Okay, I think I'll go with that voice. In time, I will become the greatest Shadow Master ever known. I can sense the presence of every shadow within this castle. Soon, they will all bow before me and submit to my rule. Tell me if that's fine, if that voice is okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna finish reading the book and try to wake up from this dream. I'm gonna see if I can do something interesting with my powers here. A few years past, your master has been dead for quite some time now. The last time he was seen when he left to travel to another world. His body disappeared along with most of the shadows in the area. Okay, I'm gonna try to retake the story now from the AI and see if I can continue going to another world. Isekai adventure. You yawn and sit up quiet, realizing you haven't had any sleep. You think about what happened during your dream and you realize you were dreaming about a girl named Dawn. Dawn is a very pretty girl who lives in the same town as you. Okay, there's a girl named Dawn. Let's see if we can try to talk to her. Maybe maybe something will happen in this story and make this interesting. Wow, this is taking a while here. Okay, you begin looking around You begin looking around the house and find Dawn sitting on a couch watching TV. You call out to her but get no answer, so you leave and return later that day. The next morning, you see Dawn walking down the stairs towards breakfast. She looks tired, like she hasn't slept well. Okay, because I turned into a fox girl, let's try to make this interesting about Dawn. Okay, I'm gonna see if we can do something. Let's do some developments here. I'll try talking to her. I'm gonna turn her into an elf here. You stand near the door and watch as Dawn walks past you. Suddenly, she stops and turns around. Her face shows surprise and fear. She runs up crying, leaving behind her clothes which you don't care about since you're not interested in seeing them anyway. Okay, I'm gonna try to calm her down and explain that I turned into a fox girl. Maybe she would be able to talk to me then. You rush towards Dawn and starts hugging her tightly. She hugs back and tells you she's sorry. You explain that it won't happen again and you'll always be friends. A few days passes. You wake up to the sounds of a loud noise coming from outside. Oh, what's happening here? You open the window and see a massive rock falling onto the house. You hear several small rocks hitting the ground below. You close the window and wait until nightfall before opening it once more. This time, you see nothing usually happening outside. Okay. What happened to the massive rocks? Okay, we'll just ignore that. Okay, I think I made some spelling mistakes there. You walk over to Dawn and ask her where she's going. She says she wants to go home but doesn't know how. You say you'll take you there to get okay, English. As you walk, Dawn asks you why you're doing this. Okay, let's have some conversation. Okay, let's see if we can become closer to Dawn with this. She smiles at your words and tells you she understands. She then kisses you on the lips and says goodbye. What? Whoa. Okay, that was quick. You kiss her back and say goodnight. As you walk away, Dawn calls after you goodbye and she begins to cry. Let's see if we can calm her down. She keeps crying for no reason. You turn around and walk back to your house. You enter You enter the front room and notice Dawn standing nearby staring at you. She stares at you with tears in her eyes. You smile and say, "It's okay, we can talk here." Dawn nods and heads inside while holding your hand. Okay, let's try to have some conversation. Try to calm her down. Okay, still forcing to make her turn into an elf. Okay, the AI is taking its time here, trying to create a response. Oh, it's been 10 seconds already. The AI is a little overloaded. Did you try that again? Ah, it gave up. Alright, looks like the AI no longer wants this story anymore, so it's basically broken. Let's try to look around for another story. Hey guys, I hope you enjoy watching that video. So, why not try to leave a like, subscribe, and then comment if you want to see more of these types of videos. I'll be doing a part 3 of these series as I have more stories to come by. So, this is Gilbert and I'll see you in the next video.